All right, hello everyone. Shalom everybody and peace of the Lord to all of you. I hope my voice coming good and clear from your side. Please invite your friends, and today we have a very interesting topic. Uh, as usual, I don't really choose my topic in advance. I open the internet and I type the word Islam, let's see what people are saying. And I found this lady. And I want to be here clear. I'm not here to put her down and make fun of her, no. But we are here going to address a very popular thinking these days between young men and women, or boys and girls. So I'm not targeting her, say that she is thinking in a stupid way. In fact, there is a huge number of people that think in the same way. And it's not their fault, and I will explain to you why. So this lady, her name, Jihyun Sohn. I'm not sure if I'm reading the name correctly. You know, my Korean is not good. Even though, by the way, my Korean book is ready to publish, but I did not publish it yet. So I hope soon the Korean, they will have a better understanding for the garbage of Mohammed. And if anyone would like to pause for her, so she can watch my video. As you see, this is from Quora website, and I have the link down in the info. So this lady, she said, the title of her video is originally answer, why should I trust Islam? You don't have to. You don't have to. Just like you don't trust Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, or any other religion. And here, you know, it's funny. Did we lose internet? What happened? We just started. You hear me, guys? It's good? All right. So here, the word trust is very funny. And what do you mean trust Christianity or trust Hinduism or Buddhism? I mean, here you see how silly the argument from the beginning. You don't trust any of those because Christianity is not a person. When you say trust Buddhism or trust Christianity, what do you mean by trust? So either you say, if you mean to take it for granted, well, this is about faith. The same as you say you don't trust, that is your faith, that you don't trust. Somebody else have faith, he trusts. But we don't trust Christianity as a person. Christianity is not a person. Christianity is the word we use for the faith and what that faith present. So we trust the one who is Christianity belong to, that is a Christ. So you can say, I don't trust Christ. Well, can be your opinion, but you don't trust Christianity, that's very silly. And then she continues saying, or any other religion. Christianity is not a religion. Christianity is not based on an idea of religion. Christianity is based on a real person, because religion is an idea. And this idea collect many ideas inside. Christ is not an idea, he's a real person. He came, he lived between us, and we believe in him. So he is not a religion, he is a real person. So we have a trust on Christ, not on idea. And then she continues saying, in fact, you can be distrustful as you want about any religion. Oh, thank you for allowing us. That's false. Because can you be distrustful for Islam, as an example? They will kill you. See, the whole article here, this girl, she is saying that you can be open-minded. You know, you have to be open-minded. Well, if you become open-minded the way you are saying, you do not need to trust any religion. Well, the Muslim will kill you. As an example, if you are a South Korean, but you are born in Saudi Arabia, and you went in the street and you say, I don't trust Islam, what will happen next to you? You will be killed. And then she continues saying, God knows the atheists have much rights as religious do. I mean, this is even more stupid. See, when we speak about rights, if we are talking about civil law, and I have degree, as you know, in law, civil law right is just relative to the people who they are living in a territory. So if they agree upon certain law, that is the right. So what is right for you here, it can be forbidden in different place. So obviously you do not know what right is. What is right to practice in South Korea, it can be forbidden totally in different country. As an example, you can build a Buddhist, maybe she is a Buddhist, you have your right to have a temple for the Buddhist in South Korea. You have to pray, you have the right to pray in public for Buddhas in South Korea. If you do that in Afghanistan, you will be slaughtered immediately. So now you are, in one hand you say you are open-minded, but on the other hand you are not. And I will tell you why later. But before that, think on, what is Islam? Actually, what is religion? And don't answer it with dictionary definition of unorganized belief system. Thank you. So what is the definition? The thing is, religion itself is such abstract concept that you cannot let it color your perception of other people. I mean, this is one more stupid thing she is saying. Because religion is what people believe, and if we can find out what people believe before we speak to them, then we know what they stand for and what they stand against. So what you are saying is very silly and very stupid. As an example, if I say someone is a Jew, I know exactly what he stands for. I know what he like to eat. I know what they like to dress. Same for a Muslim. I know what he hate, I know what he like, I know what he love, I know who wanna kill. So if you say we should not color your perception of people, by religion, that is the most stupidest statement ever I can hear from any human being. As an example, if somebody says to me he's an atheist, now I know exactly what kind of lifestyle he would have. He have nothing is forbidden for him. There's nothing for him it's called kosher, not kosher, regarding food or behavior. There's nothing for him about sexuality. He can do as he wish. So it's very silly and very stupid. And this is what your kids learn in school, by the way. I think this girl, she's a victim of silly teachers in Korea. This is what they teach in schools. You know, like open-minded and this garbage, you know, like. But soon you will see how this person is self-contradict, because this is what she learned. I am generally skeptical of anyone claimed they completely trust religion. Well, I have to be skeptical about you, because you just said completely you don't. You see, your own idea is contradicting you. So you are, in one hand, you are saying you have to be open-minded, accept what other people say, but you don't accept the one who trusts the religion. Like you decide who is right, who's wrong right away. So now it's you who are right because you are the one who don't trust. And the one who trusts religion is stupid. This is what you are saying, and you are the smart. Are you guys following with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? She is contradicting herself. She is saying the whole article is about what? Not to categorize people, not to judge them by the color, not to judge them by their belief, not etc. But you are judging people by their belief. You just said you are skeptical about someone he trusts. And he claimed, you look like you're the claim. You are even accusing him to be a liar. So now if I say I trust Jesus, you are saying I'm claiming. So you're accusing me to be a liar. This is how silly and contradiction what she's saying. As organized religion can vary widely dependent and on perspective of individuals. Look at Christianity. It took me 2 years to figure out what the heck I was supposed to circle in. For what religion are you? Question. On Sats, seeing there is no Korean Portanism. What is that? What I am? Evangelical, Presbyterian, Baptism. All those names have nothing to do with the Christianity. You are just being a fool. Christianity is a Christ. Those are names of churches, and you are being stupid by saying those words. You do not need to be any of them. In fact, you are a Christian if you decide to become a Christian by following Christ. As an example, or just to show you how silly what you are saying, when the Bible was written, there was none of those, but those are still Christians. Christianity is even exists before the Bible, because as we say, the Christ is our Christianity. Christ exists before all mankind, before any book is written. So you are confused and you do not know that this is not really what you are, what make us a Christian is not by going to a church called Catholic or baptism or anything, but by following Jesus. And remember, she is the one who said, you should not go by definition. But now she decided to give definition to Christianity. So now definition is the name of a church. And don't answer it with a dictionary definition of an organized belief system. But she did that. It's you who's doing that. It's you who's giving definition now. Wrong definition for Christianity. For Christianity have nothing to do with those names. Those are organized people, like a group of people. They say, okay, we will call our church like this, and we have an idea how to run our church. However, if any of them goes by something not biblical, well, they are not following the biblical Christ. So I can call myself right now, my church, I make a church, and I call it the Church of, let us say, I will name it even Friday, just to make you happy. Not even a sect. Friday. Church of a Friday. Why? Don't ask me. I decided to call it Friday. But when we go inside this church, the church called Friday, if people inside the church are not following Jesus, well, this is a church, have nothing to do with Jesus, and the name mean nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if we call any of those names or any other names, that does not label it as a Christian church unless people, they are following Jesus. How we follow Jesus? By the Bible. The one who don't follow the book, which is the word of the Messiah, he is not a Christian. This is why the Lord says, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, but the one who do my Father will. So you can say, you can call yourself Christian, you can wear a cross. Madonna, a very famous singer in America, she is the biggest whore, and she wear cross just to make fun of Jesus. She made a song making fun of Jesus. This whore, she was dressing nothing. So what does this have to do with Christianity? So here you see those kids, they are a grown adult, but they are kids in their mind, and they have a low IQ. They don't want to increase their knowledge, and they don't want, supposedly now she is thinking deep, but the fact she is very shallow. And then she said, actually, what do all mean? Yeah, this is a good question. What do all mean? I mean, do you even know what all mean? All what they mean that our Savior is a Christ. So just to make it simple for you, there's an apple, there's pomegranate, there's fig, there's orange, there's a banana, there is let us say guava, all have different names, but all of them, they are fruits. So Christianity is the same as a tree, and this tree have many grafted fruits into it. So we are different as individuals. We might think differently. We might have different ethnic. We might different have languages. We might have different culture. Christianity take all people, for it's made not by man. It is God himself who came to us to save us, all mankind. So the Bible says, for God he loved the world, he sent his only begotten son. To do what? To save the world. So Christianity is the same as table, and this table have a lot of delicious fruit in the top of it, have different colors, have different taste, have different flavors, but all of them are delicious. Why? For this is the fruits of Christ. Any any fruit doesn't taste good, this is not from Christ. So when we sit in the table and there's many fruits, if they are delicious, obviously this is from Christ. If there's something wrong, this is not from Christ. So churches' names mean nothing. What mean, or what the meaningful for us is what the church is teaching. If they are teaching you can sleep around, you can steal, you can kill, you can hate, you can, those are, this is the church of Satan. This is not the church for Christ. So the name mean nothing. The inner and the target and the purpose of the church is what we should check. So she is confused again. She thinks that this is, like which one? Which one what? You are not, and you should not follow any of those names. You should follow Christ if you are Christian. And then she said, religion can mean so many different things. It is so many people, whether it to be tradition, culture, lifestyle, reason for life, etc. No. Religion affect lifestyle and culture, not the opposite. If the culture overcome the belief, that means the culture is stronger than the belief. And that means those people, they don't believe in their belief because they favor their culture over their belief. As an example, if my belief says I should have one wife, many until now in Africa, many tribes in Africa living in the jungle or in the desert, they favor having multi wives. So this guy, he said he want to be Christian, but he like to have many wives. And he is practicing that. Well, he is not a Christian. For he favored his own tradition over the belief. So either you believe and you follow, or you follow your tradition. Which one? So when the tradition contradict with the faith, and the tradition win, that means the faith is not there. So you got it wrong again, because tradition is not what make faith. It should be the opposite. Faith can change tradition. As an example, in India, when a woman, her husband die, the Hindu tradition, they burn the women, the alive women, with the dead husband. That was a belief, goes with the tradition. When Christianity came to India, under the occupation of the British, the Christian, they were able to change the law and forced not to practice such an evil thing, which is tradition and faith, for this is approved by the Hindus. So here you see that their tradition does not go with Christianity, but their tradition goes with Hinduism. And because of Christianity make more sense that this is a very wrong practice, people, they were able to overcome such an evil tradition, burning the women alive just because the husband he died, as if she is a goat. I mean, even a goat, why you want to burn the goat alive if the owner died? That's it. Even you burn her alive, I mean, at least kill the goat. So she is mixing things up, and she is trying to be a philosopher. Look at it like this. I definitely don't trust Islamic extremists. And here, she just made something stupid. What is Islamic extremist? What the word extremist mean? Just to show you that this girl, she have an IQ. I don't want to, I'm not making fun of you, by the way, but your IQ in this moment, when you read this article, maybe you are drinking too much vodka. When you say extremist, what extremists mean? Extremists mean he take his beliefs seriously. That's it. There is nothing called extremist. A person who take his beliefs seriously is a believer. He is not extremist. This word extremist is only fabricated, made by the political correctness to differentiate between groups. Say this is extremist, this is not extremist. This is false. Because you cannot be a believer unless you are an extremist. If you are not extremist, you are not a believer. To make it simple for you, if I say, well, I am a believer, but I don't believe that I should follow the teaching of Jesus. Well, you are not a believer. So now you call me extremist because I decide to go by the book and follow what Jesus said. And just to show you how stupid what she is saying. But before jumping to conclusion that Islam itself is bad, well, you are wrong again. Islam is extremely bad because the extremist Muslims are the true Muslims. Try to trace the logic back where it comes from. Yeah, we will do that after we finish your article. Because we can go back and see if Muhammad himself was a terrorist. And then if we found that Muhammad himself was a terrorist, then how you can say those are extremists? Muhammad, he said, I was victorious by terror from a distance of 1 month journey. So based on your intelligence, and you are the one you said you have to trace. Well, we have to trace. You see, all of those are authentic reference, and we can show from the holy book of the Muslims, which is the book of Satan, saying it clearly that Muhammad, he was victorious by terror. You see them? I don't know if you are blind or deaf. The Messenger of Allah said, I have been given 5 things were not given to anyone before me. I have been supported with fear. In fact, this is false translation. In Arabic, it says ar-rab, which means terror. Struck in the heart of my enemy from a distance of 1 month journey. Do you see how peaceful Muhammad is? Those who don't accept Islam, when they see Muhammad is coming from a distance of 1 month journey, they are terrified. For this is the filthy terrorist Muhammad, who will chop heads, who will burn people alive. He cut the women 2 pieces just because she don't accept him as a prophet. A woman over the age of 85, 86, he tied her legs to 2 camels and he split her apart. Her name is Qurfa. So going back to her funny article. So when you said, before jumping to conclusion that Islam itself is bad, you made a big poo-poo for Islam is extremely bad, and I challenge you to prove to me and to anyone that Islam have anything good in it. As an example, Islam, if they have a chance, they have to kill all the Buddhists and all the atheists in Korea. This is the teaching of Islam. Muhammad, he said, I've been commanded to kill all mankind until they say there is no God but Allah and there is no faithful prophet but Muhammad. So those hippy-tippy, new generation who, copy from their teachers, You know, the teacher is teaching them now ethic. Don't judge people, huh? Don't judge people because of their religion. Don't judge people because of etc. I mean, this is how stupid those people are. They don't know what they are saying. Literally, those are the fruits of donkeys' teachers. I assure you that this girl, she is repeating what she heard from someone have influence on her mind. We copy, we paste, we don't understand what we are saying, we don't even investigate what we are asking you to investigate, she said. We have to trust it back, but obviously she never did, because if she do, she will know that Muhammad, he said, I am been ordered to kill everybody, and then and only then I will not rape them, kill them, and take their property. Only when they say there is no God but Allah and there is no filthy prophet but Muhammad. I've been commanded to kill. You know the word fight in Arabic, uqatil, which means fight to kill. The people, which mean all mankind, until they have to say shahada. So going back to her silly article, please don't judge people by, you know, by their categorizing them. You know, don't judge Islam. Don't say Islam is bad before jumping into conclusion. It's you who is jumping to conclusion without knowing what you are talking about. Did you even do your homework and go check out what you are writing? I'm sure not. I don't trust Christian extremists like the KK. Look how stupid she is, guys. The KKK is a Christian extremist. Can you believe it? The KKK is a Christian and they are extremists. Here you see the stupidity of those fools. How in the world the KKK are a Christian? Like, is that in the Bible says you go and kill someone is black and burn his house? Is that what Christ teach us? To spread the hatred? You are stupid to the bones. The KKK is a Christian extremist, you stupid? Let us see what Jesus said about how to be Christian.
Chapter 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up on a mountain. And when he was seated, his disciples came to him. Then he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
The KK was merciful?
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God.
The KKK was peacemakers?
Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
You see how stupid you are? Do you see how stupid you are? We did not even start. This is one page of the Bible. The KKK are the extremists? Christian?
Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you, and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father in heaven. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For assuredly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law, till all is fulfilled. Whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments, and teaches men so, shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
Guys, is my broadcast is coming, or is it working? All right. Because YouTube is giving me error. So here we see, I mean, those people are so stupid, so naive. They think that the KKK is a Christian. I mean, how stupid you are. How idiot. The KKK is a Christian, you donkey. This is who are they, the Christians, in the eyes of Jesus.
But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say to you, that unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Do you see, stupid? The KKK, they were not murdering people? Is that what Jesus said? Guys, do you see the stupidity? I cannot even, like when I saw this silly comment, I said to myself, I have to make a statement about it. Because obviously, those silly people, they think they learn something in school, when in fact they are the biggest ignorant. They learn two words, open-minded. Okay, now she being open-minded, and she told you not to judge, and she told you to trace before you judge, and she told you, don't judge people by their names or the title, Whoever murder will be in danger in the day of the judgment. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother, not murder, without a cause, shall be in danger of judgment, which means you go to hell. If you are a person who is promoting violence, promoting hate, promoting anger against people that did nothing to you, doing that will not only not make you Christian, you will go to hell. Let us continue.
And whoever says to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar, and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Agree with your adversary quickly, while you are on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Assuredly, I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is more profitable for you that one of your members perish than for your whole body to be cast into hell. Furthermore, it has been said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that whoever divorces his wife for any reason except sexual immorality causes her to commit adultery, and whoever marries a woman who is divorced commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes, and your no, no. For whatever is more than these is from the evil one. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you not to resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. If anyone wants to sue you and take away your tunic, let him have your cloak also. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks you, and from him who wants to borrow from you, do not turn away. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore, you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect.
Amen. So this girl, she think that the KKK is a Christian extremist. How far the stupidity of those people can go? How far the ignorance? This is the Christians. Love your enemy. Bless those who curse you. Not the KKK, you idiot. An extreme Christian is someone who loves his enemy. Is the one who bless, who curse him. So when this foolish lady, she say her foolish things, she made me really upset when I arrived here. As an example, I don't trust Christian extremists like the KKK. Who in the world will not trust those? And those are not Christians, they are killing Christians. Do you know that the black people they used to kill, they are Christians too? Or even political, racist, sexiest, bigot. All those stupid things, I can prove to you that you are the opposite. Do you know why? You are asking people not to label people, but you are labeling them. Guys, do you see the stupidity? The whole speech is, we shall not label people. But she is labeling. So if you are a person who have a certain idea about sexist, whatever they call it, she label you, you're bad. That's it. She decide you are bad. She is the only one is the righteous. She is the only one who knows the right thing, and the rest are donkeys. Racist, what racist mean? What racist mean? I will tell you what racist mean. You are stupid too. Every nation is racist because every nation is based on race. So are you going to spit at yourself now? Why you call yourself Korean if you are not racist? Do even they knew what racist mean? Everybody is racist because all of us, we belong to a race. The Arab is an Arab, the Korean is a Korean, the Indonesian is Indonesian. But doesn't mean it's bad. If you mean racist, that he favor a race over other one, but you do. Don't you in your country give a right to a citizen? You don't give it to others? So now if I am a Korean, I can be a president. You are being a racist because you don't allow me to be a president of Korea. Are you guys following with me? What this racist mean? So racist in general is not, it's okay. I mean, like all of us, we are racist somehow. We give a right to a citizen. Like if you are an American, you can be a president. Right now, I am an American citizen, but I cannot be a president. Why? I am not born in this country. This is what the law says. I have a citizenship. I can go vote. I can be a congressman. I can be a senator, but I cannot be a president. Why? I'm not born here. Does that mean the Americans are bad people? Why people are silly and stupid? If I go to Korea, how many days I can stay? 90 days maximum? Ah, because you are racist. You don't allow me to stay longer because I'm from different race. Racist in the mean of ugliness is when you discriminate people for no reason. It's just because he is black or he's white or he's Asian, just because of that. Like we live in a society, so my neighbor is black, I'm going to discriminate him just because he's black. That is evil. But you will find that in every country there is racism implemented in the law, in the tradition, in the behavior, in everything. If you go to South Korea right now, they will see they are making a speech, like the government of South Korea now, they make a speech about killing white people. The Nation of Islam is a black organization. They claim to be Muslims, and they say the devil is a white man. And KKK is the same. They are evil. So you are mixing between things, and you don't understand that the word racist is not strange from a human behavior. For everything is based on race. You are called Korean because you are from a race. How much foreigners in Korea who they are not Korean? I mean, nobody even speak English there. You go to China, you see only Chinese. So when she said that The KKK Christian extremists, I was going to vomit with her stupidity. And then she said, because I associate extremism with a closed-mindedness and ignorance. Well, here we go. You see, you are now being extreme. If somebody is extreme in his faith, you decide to call him ignorant. So the whole article is about not to do what you're doing. It is you who is labeling people, and you don't even understand what extremists mean. As an example, extremist Muslim is someone who follows Muhammad step by step. Wonderful. Extremist Christian is someone who follows Christ step by step. Wonderful. So if a Christian, he follow Christ and became extremist, do that make him a terrorist? No. We just showed you what Jesus said. Love your enemy, bless those who curse you. That is extreme. Because who is able to love his enemy? Who is able, like you just hit his face and he said to you, bless you. I just slammed his face and then he said to me, bless you. So the extremist Christian is extremist loving and forgiving. Is that bad for you, you idiot? Extremist Muslim is someone who follows the steps of Muhammad. And what is the steps of Muhammad? Is to kill whoever don't believe in Allah and his prophet. To cut hands and feet, as the Quran says. Just because you oppose Islam. So when you see ISIS cutting hands and feet in their videos, they are just following their filthy prophet. You said we shall not judge Islam by the extremist, but this is Islam. There's no other Islam. When I say stupidity is amazing, I have my reason. I don't like terror attack and violence that Islamic extremist trend to support either, because I don't like purposeful violence conducted by any person for any reason. That is not self-defense. That lead me to conclude that the qualities I dislike to distrust, close-minded aggression, ignorance, rather than Islam itself. So she is saying now that those extremists, they are close-minded, and Islam is not. And here you see the stupidity. In Islam, a true Muslim, I mean, when we say Islam, what Islam is Islam is just like a word, you know, I mean, you're stupid. Islam means if my wife, she don't agree with me with something, I beat the hell of her. That is Islam. Muhammad, he said, no man shall be asked why he is even beating his wife. Is that an extremist Muslim? Is Muhammad an extremist, ignorant for you? Well, I want you to write for me an article and tell me, what do you think about Muhammad saying a man should not be asked why he is beating the hell of his wife? Those are the stupid people. Who make silly statement, they don't understand what they are saying. In the Middle East, if you eat in the month of Ramadan, they will beat the hell of you. If you stay alive, you will go to jail and stay for a good time in jail just for eating in the street or drinking water. Be open-minded. Okay, hold on. As long you are talking about being open-minded, Why you are not being open-minded and accept the extremist and the ignorance? You know what? I will go with you. Listen, listen. As long you categorize, and you are the one who said we should not categorize people. I mean, look at the stupidity. She is the one saying, judge the person for who they are, not for viage or categorization. But you just categorize everybody. You just call the one who don't agree with you ignorant, terrorist, extremist, close-minded. And then she said, just know that the definition of Islam itself can differ greatly as belief according to individual. False. You are being stupid again, because individual is not the one who make the religion of Islam, is what Muhammad said. And the same for Christianity. Christianity is not my opinion. Christianity is what Christ said. Islam is what Muhammad said. So it's the stupid you go to a Muslim, he says to you, I'm against violence, but this is not Islam. That is a Christianity. So he fool you, says he is against it because now he cannot do it. And just to give you an idea about how not to judge a person, try not to judge a person for being a Muslim. When somebody says, I'm a Muslim, what does that mean? But rather for their actions, I will go with you. Jesus in the Bible says, from their fruits, you shall know them. Okay, wonderful. But don't you know that a Muslim, he can lie to you and show you a good action for now until he can take over you and destroy you? Don't you know that? Oh, you are an ignorant. I mean, you are stupid. Oh, I mean, you are not educated. Oh, I mean, you are really, really close-minded. Because if you are open-minded the way you understand, you will go open the Quran for 2 seconds, you will see the following. That a Muslim man, he's allowed to lie to you, speak to you in a friendly way, but his heart is just like that. The Quran says, take not Christians and Jews as friends. So now, if a Muslim, he is, I'm not going to judge him. I judge him by his action, right? But his action should be according to Islam in order to be called Muslim. If he is not following Islam, he is not a Muslim. So when you say a Muslim, that means someone follow Islam. When you say Christian, it's someone following Christianity. To follow Christ, we know what to do. We just showed you an example. Love your enemy and bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. That is an extreme Christian. A true Muslim is someone who will not take you as a friend. Why? Because Quran says so.
Sumaya says, I'm from India and I studied in a school with mixed religion. In Quran I read, we should not keep kafirs as friends. But as I've studied in such school, I have friends of mixed religions. How to be with them? Can I be friends with them? Can I wish them on their birthdays or some festivals? Can I have gatherings with them? Is it prohibited in Islam? First of all, it is not permissible in Islam to have confidants. Confidants or allies from non-Muslims. Because you are not allowed to vent to them, consult them, speak to them freely and closely, rather than doing this with other Muslims.
Why? Because Islam is a religion of hate. And by the way, remember, he is being in YouTube and he is being careful so he will not be shut down. If he say the true words about Islam, YouTube will take his video maybe, right? So now he's being careful. He's on TV, he's speaking in English, non-Muslims are listening, he's being very careful. If he is speaking only to Muslims, he said, kill them, chop his head. In fact, there's a video of him saying that. But he was talking to only Muslims. Somebody recorded in the phone. He was not going live in online.
Allah prohibited us from taking the Jews and the Christians as close allies. But the word friends is a bit ambiguous. Taking them as close friends is prohibited.
It's forbidden. Why? You see, the stupid woman, she said, we shall not judge them. Okay, who is the Muslim? The Muslim who forbid himself from taking you as a friend. And you said, we have to judge them by the action. But look, the Muslim action is deceiving, because Islam teaches them to deceive. So the Quran says, take not Christians and Jews as friends or protectors. And the one who is sincere, which means the Muslim, who is sincere, to take them as a friends, he has no connection with Allah. It means he is an apostate now. He is not a Muslim no more. Why? He took them as a friends. He is sincere. He's serious. So you see here, the true Muslim is the one who hate Christians, who hate Jews, who hate Hindus, who hate the Buddhists, all of them, because they are not Muslims. But if there is one Muslim decide not to follow Islam, well, he is not a Muslim no more. As you see, he has no connection with Allah. And what else? There's a consequences. He has no connection with Allah, has no honor, which means Muslims can rape him. Muslim can rape his wife. He has no honor. No mercy or protection from Allah, which means Muslims can kill him. Unless you guard yourself against them. And this is what they do. They go to a country, the majority are those Korean, who they are not Muslims, either Buddhist or Christians. So we are your friends, you know, we like Christians, we like Buddhists, we don't mind, we are open-minded, etc. You go to their country, they will wipe the floor with you. Give them your weapon, they will kill you all. So, unless you guard yourself against them, save yourself from them, taking it as a weird security. So he will go to you, says, hey, we are friends, okay? Because in this country, he cannot say, we need to kill all the Christians, all the Hindus, all the Buddhists. In the best scenario, he will go to jail. So he have to hide his agenda. He cannot go in the street, says, hey, I'm not allowed to take you as a friend, you're my enemy. So he have to hide his agenda, and now he's allowed to play as your friend as a security matter. Because he cannot announce his true faith, his true purpose. Saving yourself from them is speaking in a friendly way toward them while your heart dislike this. So a true Muslim, you ignorant lady, is the one who speaks to you in his heart dislike this. Which means in his tongue he said to you, we are friends, and this is the action you are telling me to judge him by, because he just said we are friends. But you forgot, because you are ignorant, that Muslims, they are commanded to lie to non-Muslims until they are strong enough so they can kill them. It's just a strategic war tactic. So if somebody knew her, I have the link of Cora there. Post the video for her. And I'm not making fun of you, by the way, but I feel sorry for you. You are uneducated. You think you are being smart. And in fact, you are being so deceived. And now you are trying to be deceiving by going online, posting false idea. You are asking people to be open-minded, but you decide who is a Christian. You are close-minded. You decided that the KKK is a Christian. You know why? Because you are close-minded. Like me, I'm a close-minded. As an example, what if somebody like to sleep with my wife? Be open-minded. What if somebody decide to take, to jump inside my house? Do you close your door? I mean, are you open-minded person and you close your door? Huh? What if somebody saw you in the street and he liked to touch you? Be open-minded. I mean, this open-minded idea is so silly and so stinky. And it's funny that you yourself is the last one to practice it, because you are the one who label everybody, who call them close-minded, aggression, and ignorance. And you are the same person saying, don't do that. And you call them aggression, and you call them ignorant, and you call them close-minded. All of this because of their belief. So you are saying to me, we have to judge people by their action, but you decide to judge them by their belief. And if the belief match the action, then who is the ignorant here? So the belief of a Muslim by doing violence is the action of a true Muslim, not the opposite. People say stupid things, and the result of this, we have a lot of stupid people in the world. Stupid teachers. You go to school, they start teaching your kids open-minded. Open-minded is just a joke. It's not exist. What if somebody is a pedophile? Pedophile simply is somebody have mental illness. He enjoys sexual relationship with kids. Are you going to be open-minded and let him touch your son or your daughter? Be open-minded. Do you see the stupidity? A Muslim calling me coward. My friend, the coward is your prophet who ran away, and he went to a Christian king in Ethiopia, and he bowed down in front of him, and his butt was up, wearing no underwear, asking for asylum. It is you Muslims who they are coward. You come by millions seeking asylum in countries you hate very much. Who is the coward? Potato. You attack the American. When the American go to you, you hide in the cave. You attack the Jews. When the Jews come to you, you hide in the tunnel like rats. And you are talking about cowards? The rat nations of Hamas? May Allah bless the rats. Who is the coward? Huh? A man, he said to Muhammad, he liked to sleep with Aisha. Do you know what Muhammad... Aisha, she said to Muhammad. Muhammad said to him, he's a Bedouin, he's a leader of Bedouin. He said, what about we have this little girl next to you, huh? Muhammad said to him, oh, this is the mother of the believer, I forgot to tell you, which means it's preserved for me. After he left, Aisha, she said to him, who is this man who speak to you in such a way? He said to her, Ahmaqun muta'. He is a fool we have to obey, which means if he insists to take you, I will give you to him. Ahmaqun muta'. A fool we have to obey. He's a fool, but we have to obey. We are no match for him. Who is the coward? You don't open Discord? You want to come to Discord? Are you sure? Okay, I will open Discord for you, just for you. Just for this guy, you know. All right. Who is a Muslim want to join me in Discord? No problem. Ultimate fart, you know, is, you know, he have the right to fart too. Come on, be open-minded. All right, come to the score. Come to the score, Benito. So, you know, avoid this. Like, there's many ideas people they carry upon, like around. As an example, I respect your belief. No, I don't. Never say I respect your belief unless you are a hypocrite. Do you respect somebody believe that he can be a child molester? Do you respect somebody believe that he can have sex with the children? Do you respect somebody his belief is to kill the Christian and the Jews just because they are, or the Hindus, just because they are not from his religion? What do you mean by I respect your belief? Those are a statement of hypocrite people who they are politically correct. Political correctness is a sickness. We should have always be united front against those liars. All right, Deep. Good to have you. I remember once I was speaking to people who they are, I think it was Jehovah's Witnesses, a woman and her husband. I forgot what their cult was. I think Jehovah's Witnesses, maybe. When I start getting hard on her, her husband is sitting like a potato. He don't even talk. So, and then she could not answer me. And then she said, "Sir, I respect your belief." I said, "I don't respect your belief." You should see their faces. Both of them, they got really scared. I don't respect your belief. This is a statement of hypocrisy. How you respect a belief, and this belief, according to your belief, is satanic belief. You will debate me after you go to the bathroom? Ah, okay. Well, I'm going to send you to the bathroom of Allah right now. Get out of here, son of Mut'ah. So don't mention those statements, I respect your belief. You know, and those are a statement of hypocrites, liars, people who have no dignity. Do I respect the Muslim belief? No, I don't. Do I respect the atheist belief? No, I don't. I don't. If you are a Christian, you believe that every belief beside Christ is from the devil. So when you say, I believe, I respect your belief, you respect Satan. That's literally what you are saying. Right? And usually those people who say, I respect your belief in those things, they are the potatoes. They have no shape, you know, like potato. Like all they have shape, except potato. If there's a rock next to it, we'll hug the rock. It take any shape around it. Potatoes. Finally, I understand why people in the Middle East are messed up. My friend, only people in the Middle East are messed up. People in the West are not. I have bad news for you. I never saw messed up people as Western people. Look at them. They don't want to open. Their borders is open. They don't know who's coming. They don't even have food for people. They don't have shelter for people. Their own citizens are poor, and their borders is open. And you are talking about Middle East is messed up. All of you are messed up. I believe that the most messed up people in the world are the Western. Middle East is way better than those stupid people. At least they will not open their border for you. They will not. In the Middle East, they will not make someone who is coming from different country, from different religion, to be the prime minister for them. Go check who is the Prime Minister of Ireland, who is the Prime Minister of England, who is the Foreign Minister, who is the Internal Affairs Minister. Even they make a Muslim the one in charge of security. And you are talking about Middle East is messed up? Go to Canada. The Minister of Immigration is a Muslim. He brought all the Muslims to Canada. Millions is coming. Donkeys, my friend, donkeys is the flag of the world today. Like they are competing about who want to be more donkey. Based in what? Based in hypocrisy and political correctness. But all of you later, you will pay a very heavy price for opening your border. Just wait. Just wait. It's just a matter of time. And all those countries will turn into the Middle East and they will turn into Gaza. And you will go through a civil war and you will see. And then what's happening in Gaza is going to happen in Canada, is going to happen in Europe, is going to happen in England. Just yesterday, a group of Iranian, they were protesting in the street in front of the mosque, which is sponsored by the government of Iran. The Muslims inside the mosque, they came out and they start beating the hell of them and no police show up. No police. Where police? In England there's police. So, messed up, huh? Right. And we are trying to fix the mindset of people because people are stupid, and this is what they teaching them. This girl, we are reading her article. This is what they taught her in school. This is what she learned in school. But she did not learn that if you want to be academic, go check the books of those people, what they believe. She said that it's individual. Believe greatly is a belief according to individual. This is a big fat lie. Because it's belief is according to individual, that means we cannot call it Islam, we can call it a different name. Everyone have his own belief. When we say Christianity, it's what Christ taught. It's not what individuals say. There's only one individual. He can tell me what Christianity is. That is my God. That is Christ. Same for Muslims. There's only one individual can tell them what Islam is, and that is Muhammad. People say stupid things, and we are here to expose it. Zakir Naik to debate me? Well, Zakir Naik, he called me every day. I'm serious. He called me every day. Get some breath. First of all, I never call you. And you are a big fat liar. Zakir Naik, you just call me and you said I'm not calling. So who's talking? Get some breath. If you turn your voice and make it sound like me. How I can do that? How I can do that? I don't know. Like, what the heck? Do you think it's a miracle from Allah? Exactly. Okay. Listen. How come Allah made me able to make your voice so people will die laughing at your stupidity? Get some friends. First of all, I'm not stupid. I'm that ignorant. You are just ignorant, not stupid? Oh, okay. I mean, you mean like by time you can learn and get better. Exactly. So what you learned after being 50, 60 years of your lifetime, did you learn something useful? Get some friends. I learned a lot of things. I didn't know the sunset in murky water. The sunset in murky water. Are you serious, Zakir Naik? Get some friends. The Quran says that, but does not mean that the sun appeared. What appear, Zakir Naik? The sun appeared. The Quran says appear. Where's the word appear? Are you adding words to the Quran? Are you now corrupting the Quran? Get some friends. Respect yourself. We Muslims don't corrupt the Quran. And the goat ate it because somebody tried to corrupt the Quran. Okay, Zakir Naik, just go. Hang up. Get some friends. You hang up first. No, you hang up. Listen, it's my program. You are the one who called me. Get some friends. I threaten you. You have to hang up. Zakir Naik, you hang up and your shoe in the top of your nose. You hang up immediately or I will call your wife. Okay, get some friends. Bye-bye. All right. Do we have any Mohammedan? Nobody. All right, guys. I'm not going to keep you for long. We thought this potato is coming to debate me in Discord, but obviously we thought he is serious, but it turned to be he's an idiot potato. So I want to say thank you all for being here. And I think we hang up in Discord without exiting the hold on. We did not. No. All right, guys. I want to say thank you. I'm not going to keep you for long. Feel free to post for her. And again, tell her, I'm not being hard on her. I am being hard on the idea. I do not know her as a person. I feel sorry for her. But she needs to educate herself, and she needs to learn before she open her mouth and she speak something so silly and stupid. KKK are not Christian. They never been Christians. Christians is those who follow Jesus and so show mercy and love. KKK, they were killing Christians. Christians are the one who they are discriminated, not the one who discriminate. So whoever says to you that KKK are Christians is a stupid ignorant. In fact, he is a big fat liar. A Christian person is the one who follows Jesus' teaching. And this is what Jesus said. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Jesus, he feels sorry for the poor. He loved them. For the sad, he loved them. For the tired, he want to comfort them. For the meek. That is Jesus. Blessed are the merciful. The more merciful we are, the more we are blessed. Not the more aggressive and the more criminals we are. That is Jesus. Blessed are the pure in their heart. Blessed are peacemaker. Muslims are not peacemaker. That's why there is no blessing for them. Wherever they go, earth is corrupt and damaged. For Satan is their God. For Satan is their mind. For Satan is their guidance. The Lord said, peace for those who love peace, and no peace for the wicked man, the Lord said. And I hope you guys, you will have a great Saturday. I'm not going to keep you for long. And as always we say, remember one thing, that there is no good but God, for all men are corrupt. No good but God. God is good. So is Jesus. Amen.